Now, when you're going through something that's super hard, it can help so much. It can be very cathartic for you to kind of poke some fun at it, since only you and other people who are going through the most severe version of it really can understand and connect at this level. So I thought it'd be fun to talk about some of the worst things that I've ever done to try and cure my acne. Now, quick disclaimer, this is not stuff that you should try out by any means. Literally, this is just stuff that I'm looking back at now with a more educated mind, thinking, I can't believe I tried that stuff. But when you're going through the worst of it, you'll try anything. And I know a lot of you guys can be able to connect with me. So if you've gone through and done any of these things yourself, leave a comment. Or if you can think of anything that was like just crazy now that you look back on it that you tried for your acne, let me know. But I'm gonna just jump right into it. Now we're gonna work our way up and it's gonna get worse. But the first thing that I tried was, I knew that you were supposed to use some sort of like a dermabrasion, some sort of apricot scrub, some sort of something, right? So I got myself some St. Ives apricot scrub, which is, if you've never tried it, it has little walnut flakes in it, so it's very rough. And instead of just lightly rubbing my face, I figured if lightly rubbing your face helps your acne, if you scrub like hell, maybe you can take all of the acne out. So I would go so hard for like 10 minutes in the shower. I'd get out of the shower and I'd literally be bleeding all over my face because I thought, yeah, this must be helping. Now this one I know a lot of you guys have ran into as well, and if you don't go and research the science behind what a zit or a cyst is, you might think this makes sense, and I definitely thought it made sense. So when I'm popping a zit back in the day, I would be like, the only way this zit's gonna go all the way away is if you get all of it gone. And you know when you'd hit those zits who are, you feel the pressure, you're pushing on it, and it's just getting more and more painful, but it's close to pop. Like, I swear, it is so close to popping. In my head, every single cyst and zit had a maximal popping point. So if you were just badass enough, you could just keep pressing and pressing and pressing, and it hurts and it hurts and it hurts, but just keep pressing and it'll explode, it'll be gone, and everything will be fine. Which was never the case. I would press on that damn thing, I'd press on it and press on it, and it would hurt more than anything else in the entire world, all centered into one spot, and then it wouldn't pop, or it would pop blood everywhere, and then the next day it would look 10 times worse, and it would stick around for a month. Now when it came to topical ointments and creams and things like that, I tried every single thing that anybody would recommend, because whatever would work, I would use it. So here are some of the things that I would try putting on my face. The first being, I would use benzoyl peroxide, which is actually not stupid at all. It actually worked quite well for me, but I would do it in such a way, I just needed my face to not have any germs on it at all. So I would cake it about that thick on my face. My whole face would be white, literally white. And my theory was, man, if you like put your face on the pillow or some dust falls on it, it's just incinerating germs as they're coming onto your face and you won't break out. Problem is though, every single shirt that I had would have a rim that was bleached, because that stuff is bleached. Every single jacket we messed up. Every single pillow would have these huge weird lakes of different colors and stuff because it was bleaching things. Lesson learned, don't use that much benzoyl peroxide on your face at once. Another one that I would do is, just because people would tell me that this was the way to do it, and if you wanted to be clean, you should just use soap and water. So I would use soap and water, and I don't know if you guys have ever tried using soap and water. That is the worst thing to do when you have acne, because it would dry my face out so damn bad that it would crack, and if I like smiled too big or yawned, I would start bleeding because those cracks were so dry. Not the way to do it when you have acne. The absolute worst and silliest thing that I tried to do when it came to the ointments or the things that I put on my face is, somebody actually suggested that I use very high percentage isopropyl alcohol. So I actually used, it's either like 97% or 100%, whatever, that when you're like cleaning a cut or something like that. Yes, I was told that this was a great astringent. It was really good for taking germs off your face. So I ended up using that all over my face for a few days, and I thought, oh yeah, it's just like, it's getting a little sensitive, but that's it fighting the germs. It ended up making my face so red, it was the worst thing. It's obviously, don't do that. Okay, these next ones are kind of graphic, a little bit weird, a little bit gross. So if you're not ready, then maybe this is the point where you leave the video, but I'm just jumping right into it. One of the things that I tried that I thought it would definitely help, but now I see how silly it was, is I wanted to get all of the fluid out of a cyst or a zit if I popped it, because I figured if there's any left over, then it would come back. So what I did at one point was I got a turkey baster, and I figured if I popped it, broke the seal of the zit, and then squeezed the turkey baster, put it up to my face, and then let go of it, it would use the vacuum effect of the turkey baster, and it would pull all my zit fluid out. This never worked, ever. This did not work. It just would leave big red rings around my zits and cysts, and it literally wouldn't do anything. Here's one that you've probably tried, or somebody that you know has tried before, and then here's one that also gets worse. So I would try using a pin, so like a sewing needle pin, I would try using that to pop and break the seal of the zits, which, you know, has varying success, but whatever. So what I would try to do though is I would, because it's so thin, I would make one hole, and then I thought, I'll make holes all over it. So I'd make holes in all these different directions, and I thought maybe that would help the zit cream come out, but it didn't work that way. It would literally just make it so that there was like 3, 4, 5 heads to one zit or one cyst, and make it look way worse. Now, to elevate that and make it even more just, you're about to cringe really hard, I was so into using anything to get rid of these zits or cysts that I actually ended up using a, what do you call it? I just tried looking for one around my room, but I can't find it. But you know, just one of those razor blades that you'd use to like open up a package, not a big blade like this, but one of those square ones, right? I actually used one of those because I thought this cyst was so big, it was like a big marble. I thought maybe if I could cut the side of it, make a small incision, I'd be able to press it out of that hole sideways instead of through the top by giving it a bigger hole or something, like a bigger incision. It didn't work. It just hurt like hell, and it looked so silly. I don't know why I tried this at all. Now the last and final and probably craziest thing that I ever tried for my zits, and I thought I'd leave the best for last, and prepare yourself because this is pretty damn weird. As I had a friend who had diabetes, right? So he would always have those, the syringes are kind of smaller and stuff, they're made for insulin, and he had them everywhere in his house. So I was like, I mean, I should try maybe taking a syringe, putting it into my cyst, and then try pulling the plunger back so that I can get some of that cyst fluid out. I actually thought this had a pretty good like chance of working, which is silly. But so what I did is I took one of my big cysts. I took that little tiny insulin needle, I put it in there, and it went in, I don't know how far, it went in like what I felt like was a foot deep into the cyst. And then I started trying to pull it, but nothing would come out. It was just like too pressurized or something, or the fluid was too thick. I don't know what it was, but it didn't work. And I felt like an idiot. And I sat there and I was looking in the mirror and I was like, all right, you need to calm down. We need to I need to work on something else, because obviously doing all these crazy things is not working very well. Obviously that was the worst thing ever. That's not the way to go about it, but just pointing out that I didn't know what I was doing. And it's funny, when you don't know what you're doing, you'll do things that seem so logical, and then in hindsight, when you start learning and going in and researching about whatever it is, you start seeing how silly it is. But it's important not to ever make fun of anybody who is doing these types of things, because we have all been there. You have to learn and research to be able to understand that certain things are silly and certain things are not silly, but not everybody is there. So make sure that you don't make fun of anybody if they're ever doing any of these things. Just try to inform them. So that is it for this video, guys. I'm sure you've noticed, but I've been talking a little bit weird, a little bit different. I'm definitely sick, and I'm coming out. I'm on the mend. I'm almost better, but I've been sick this whole weekend with the flu. The YouTube house all caught it. It sucks. I'm trying to catch back up. I'm trying to get my work ethic back. I'm trying to have my energy back, but just want to let you guys know that this week the content is going to be a little bit different. There's going to be a little less of it. There's going to be a Hercules episode next week, but not this week, because this week I'll be working on the Johnny Straws documentary to release the full featured length documentary. So I want to make sure that I have enough time to do all of that. So just warning you, this week is going to be a little light on content. Then we're going to be right back to it. I'm so excited you guys check out this video. If you liked it, if you thought it was funny, please give me a thumbs up. And most importantly, I want to hear what you guys have tried, or what you thought while you were listening to this video, anything like that. I'd love to hear it. So leave that in the comments below. And remember that this is just a video for fun. It's not a big deal. So just have a fun time in the comments. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Team Beyond the Week, CT.
Lift heavy or die MIRIN, motherfucker.
Team Beyond the Week.
CT. Lift heavy or die